how's life? My name is Deavion Johnson and I'm bringing you another video. Okay, so as y'all can see, I'm in my kitchen again. I haven't been in my kitchen in like about a year and a half. The last time you guys saw me do a video was the Chef Boyardigan where I did the tamales, but this time I'm bringing you guys a Betty Chronicles, and in this episode of the Betty Chronicles I'll be doing lemon brownies, lemon blondies. Now I am in the kitchen of my home, which I live with my parents, so if my stepdad is coming in and out of the screen, that's why, because also it is Mother's Day. Shout out to the mothers. When you guys see this, it's not going to be Mother's Day anymore, but happy belated Mother's Day, okay? So my stepdad's gonna be coming in and out, you know, getting what he needs to do because he's getting stuff and making things outside, and I'm making stuff in here, okay? So if you see people and I don't cut it out, that's why, all right? So let's just go ahead and get started into this video. First, in this video, I want to kind of show you guys the ingredients that I have to do. I'm going to show you guys the ingredients that I have. Also, I'm going to tell you the ingredients that I substituted things for, because for the most part, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this stuff with things that I already have in my refrigerator, already have in the fridge. For the most part, everything you have except for maybe baking powder if you've never baked before, because most of the time, like cookies and things like that calls for baking soda, but there are things that I will make or try to make, like brownies or this type of consistency of things that require baking powder. So I'm going to get a little bit closer for you guys to see what I actually have while I go through what I'm going to put in this bowl. Okay, so everything is in disarray. So it's not really cute, but this is what I have. I have like a clear bowl because I'm going to end up putting you guys so you can actually see me mixing the stuff if you care to see. But for the most part, I have lemon juice, which the actual recipe that I'm trying this off of calls for the lemon zest of 1 lemon, and then maybe I feel like they only used about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So honestly, you only need 1 lemon, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the lemon juice that we have, the lemon juice concentrate, instead of getting a fresh lemon. If you want to do that, if you prefer to do that, then sure. The way that they did it online, it doesn't seem as though it's supposed to be really lemony. It's supposed to have like a slight lemon taste to it, but I'm going to add a little bit more lemon to mine because of the fact that my mom likes lemon. Okay, so I do have some baking powder, reduced sodium. I just picked up one, and I just picked up one, and I didn't think it really matters. I also have a stick of butter that's supposed to be softened. So I would take a stick of butter out and then let it soften up a little bit. Now this recipe calls for salted butter, and I only had this amount of salted butter left in the home, as well as this amount of unsalted butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rest of this salted butter, use this unsalted butter, and add like maybe a teaspoon of salt. If you have a stick of salted butter, then you can omit the salt because the recipe that I'm using doesn't call for it. But since I don't, I just decided to go ahead and add some salt. Okay. So I also have a 1/2 cup and then a 1/4 of a cup. So that means 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And in here, I have 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. I also have 2 large eggs. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure when it comes to egg sizes. So if you have medium eggs, I'm not sure if that'll make a difference. If you have extra large eggs, I'm not sure if that'll make a difference. And then, like I said, I have this lemon juice. Okay, so I'm gonna place you guys on top, and then I'm going to get started mixing this up, because for the most part this is supposed to be a quick and easy video. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be pouring this into an 8x8 pan, and then I am going to be putting it in the oven on 350. So if you want to make this recipe, or you're making this recipe along with me, then I would just go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so I have you posted up on top of me now so that I can show you guys as I put it into the bowl. Okay, so first I'm supposed to add the things that kind of make the, I guess, the liquefied version of it before I start adding things like powder any type of powder to it. Okay, so that was one of the things that I had to realize when it comes to baking, is that I used to try and add everything all together, but I'm really supposed to make the liquid first, or make the really liquidy part of the mixture first before I start adding things like flour and all this stuff in there. The only thing that's going to be in powdered form that I add into there is technically going to be the granulated sugar, because we're going to cream that together with the butter. Okay, so I'm going to add my butter into the mixture. Like I said earlier, I only have a little bit of the salted butter, and I have the rest in unsalted form. So since I don't have a whole stick of salted butter, I'm going to add a half teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to put my 3/4 cup of sugar, granulated sugar to be exact, in there. And then I'm going to cream it together a little bit for right now. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, on the recipe, if you had a real lemon, you were supposed to zest the whole lemon into here. And then that was your lemon for this portion for right now. But like I said, I am not using a fresh lemon. I am going to be using lemon juice from the concentrate. If your butter is a little bit softer than mine, that's even better. Mine is just not softened to its full potential, and I didn't feel like putting it in the microwave because I didn't want to over soften it. So I feel like this is okay. If it is too much, then I'll just go ahead and pop it in the microwave for probably like 15 seconds so that the butter can soften a little bit. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and do that now because we don't want to be here all day. Okay, I feel like this is a lot softened than before. It's not too softened to where it's already liquefied, but it's good enough. So as you guys can see, I'm just basically trying to add the sugar and the butter together, and it's going to come out kind of fluffy. After I do that, then I'm going to add a tablespoon of the lemon juice. We're going to speed past this part to where I feel like I'm okay with the lemon juice coming in and out. Okay, so that is good enough. I mean, I probably could still cream it together a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to get that much better. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. Like I said, if you had a actual lemon, then you would zest your lemon and then add that here. Okay, so this is what my butter and my sugar and lemon looks like. Of course, mine is a lot creamier because I added lemon juice to it. The only way that yours would probably be creamy like this was if your butter was even more softened than mine was, and it was a little bit more liquefied. But this is what mine look like. If you added the zest, it would probably be a lot more grittier than this is now. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add both. I'm going to start adding my large eggs. So the recipe calls for 1 egg to be added at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add 1 egg, and then once I've incorporated 1 egg, I'm going to add another one. I have now added my 2nd egg. As you can see, it's really runny, and yeah, but for the most part, the reason why it's runny is because I have eggs in there, but I also put that lemon juice in there as well. I am trying to mix it up as much as I can, but not overbeat it. I want to mix it to where I don't feel as though it's too much yolk, because one thing I don't want it to happen is that the yolk is not completely mixed in there and it's giving me brownie or blondie, but then also a side of eggs and I don't want that. So yeah, this is I feel like this is as best this is going to get for right now. Hope you guys are able to see because I don't have it in the direction where I can see what you're saying. But this is what I have for right now. Like I said, so far you should have creamed together the butter and the sugar. Then you should have added lemon zest, or if you're like me, you should have either added some lemon juice. Now you could use less lemon juice. I decided to use a tablespoon because I wanted to get as much lemon as I can in there. You could have used just maybe a fourth of a teaspoon. You could have used a half a tablespoon. It depends on what you wanted to do. You also may just want to get, if you're kind of like, I don't want to do any substitutions, you might just want to go ahead and just get the regular lemon so that you aren't messing up anything. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to turn out right. I just hope that it will. I'm going to go ahead and add another tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, if you want to add a half a tablespoon of lemon juice, then you can do that. So yes, so that is the last liquefied ingredient that I'm going to add to this mixture before I start adding my flour in there, my flour and my baking powder. Okay, so I'm going to first add this 1/4 of a cup of the all-purpose flour. So that's the 1/4 of a cup of flour. I'm going to add the rest of the cups, or the rest of the half of a cup of flour in there. Then I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder. Guys, I hope this comes out okay. Okay, so far it's looking okay, but I don't know if it's really supposed to be this liquidy. It doesn't look bad. It reminds me of how, if I was to make a brownie mix, this is how it looks. So I think it's coming out okay, but we'll see at the very end. Honestly, it kind of smells like lemon, but from the recipe, it doesn't really seem like, it seems like it claims it's supposed to be lemon brownies, but that's just because it has lemon juice in it, or lemon in it. It doesn't really seem like it's really supposed to be lemony, you know? And I don't know if I'm just overcompensating for the lemon, because I don't think that 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, because let's just imagine that I actually followed the recipe like to an exact T, right? I would have put the lemon zest when I creamed together the butter and the sugar. Then I would have put in some lemon juice right after I put in each of the eggs, okay? So that would have just been 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then the rest of it would have just been lemon zest. That doesn't seem like a lot of lemon to me. So if you're a real live lemon lover, I don't know if this will be enough lemon for you, but we're still seeing. This is the first time I've ever tried this. I'm trying to go all the way around the sides to get all of the flour so that I can use everything, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my dish so that I can put it in the oven. Like I said earlier, I have this in a 8x8, or is this a 9x9? Let me check. This is an 8x8. And I have parchment paper, and the reason why I have parchment paper is because I didn't want to put it right in there. I wanted it to come out as easily as possible. So with this, I can just do that, and then it should pop right on up. Now, I don't know if I should spray this, because like I said, I haven't done this in a while, and I feel like I'm being kind of stupid right now, but I don't know. Should I spray this? No, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Hopefully, hopefully I'm doing okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in here. I do have the oven on 350, and we're supposed to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes, which sounds about right, especially when I think of how box brownies take. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, okay? Okay guys, so this recipe also calls for a lemon glaze. So it's literally only 2 things that go in the lemon glaze, and that's powdered sugar, which I have a 3/4 cup of powdered sugar here. I have powdered sugar here, and then I also have my lemon juice again. So this recipe actually calls for 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, then it calls for a half of a lemon zested, then I think a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the actual measurements for the powdered sugar that they said, and then I'm going to put probably about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice in there for it right now, and then I'm going to taste it and see if I like that. Of course, I have the full recipe down below. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and whisk this up till it gives me a glaze. I'm going to keep this for right now because I don't want to over make too much, but I'm going to put this on top of the brownies, and if I feel like it really needs some more, I will. But this is all for right now. I did put my brownies in there, or my blondies in there, for 20 minutes first, and then I'm going to add more time if I feel like it needs to be in there for longer. Of course, it says you can go up to 25 minutes, or if you feel like it's still, if you put a toothpick in there and you feel like it's still coming out wet, then of course you can put it in there for longer. But don't overdo it, because brownies can come out like a hard rock if you overcook it. Okay, so this is what I have for right now. If I feel like it's not enough, then I will make some more. All it is lemon juice and powdered sugar. But yeah. Okay guys, so I took out the blondies out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. It came out pretty good, you know. And right now I'm going to just put the glaze on top of it. I did end up making more, and then I also put this in for 3 more minutes instead of the 20 minutes. So I would recommend that. When I tried to take it out at 20 minutes, it was jiggling and stuff like that. So it was for sure not done. But I put a fork in it, which is why I got this big old hole in there, because I didn't have any toothpicks. But yeah. If I didn't tell you guys earlier, I did let this sit for about 10 minutes before I put this glaze on top. And I did end up making more of the glaze. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna show you guys later when I actually cut it up. But I'm gonna let it cool some more. But here are the lemon blondies. Okay guys, so I wanted to come back on right before I finished the video and kind of give you some of the comments that I had, and also what I felt about it. Now, everyone who's tried it, which is my parents and then my stepsister, they all said it was good, which is what they usually say. But let me give you how I feel when it comes to this recipe. Now, this recipe is good. I probably will make it again, but there's a couple of things that I want to try differently. Now, the couple of things that I want to try different is to see if I can maybe put a little bit more lemon flavoring in there. To make it more of a lemon blondie, because I felt like it had lemon in it, which is what I was telling you guys when I was actually making it. But I don't think it's necessarily a lemon blondie. Outside of what really gave me the lemon taste was all that lemon juice that I put in the glaze, and in the glaze that I mixed with the powdered sugar and things like that. That's what gave me the lemon flavor. Now, I also will say this is very moist, so that means this is more so a cakey brownie or a cakey blondie than anything. It's not super chewy. Now, I put it in for 20 minutes, and then when I saw that it was still jiggly, I put it back in there for another 3 minutes. So I did it for a total of 23 minutes. Okay. So I'm not sure if I would have put it in there a little bit longer, if it would have hardened it up a little bit longer and made it chewier, or if what's the issue is I would need to take out one of the eggs and only use 1 egg instead of using 2 eggs in order to get that chewy consistency. So I'm thinking about trying that again in the future. But for the most part, I think this was a very decent brownie. As you guys can see, got the glaze. It was pretty tasty. Like I said, that was some of the things that I would try and see about. This, I feel like, gave me small lemon cake squares of anything. So if you like cakey brownies, I think that the way that I did it in the video is what you would like. If you like more chewier things, then you may want to reduce the number of eggs that you use and also maybe cook it longer. Yeah, so for the most part, I think that this came out really well for my first time to have done anything baking related in about a year and a half. So thank you guys for getting to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and most definitely subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.